Welcome to Gateway Lectures. Here are the solutions for the daily quiz day 1. Change in enthalpy of argon gas, molecular weight is equal to 40 when it is heated from 25 degrees centigrade to 100 degrees centigrade. So let us solve it. It is said that it is an argon gas. Argon is an inert gas. We studied in class 11 and 12 that argon is an inert gas. What all other inert gas we have? Helium, argon, krypton, xenon, radon. All are inert gases. They exist in a single molecule, and they are very inert, that they are very stable. They don't react with many remaining gases. So these all gases are monoatomic. Then what is the value of adiabatic index for monoatomic gases? That can be found by gamma is equal to 1 plus 2 by n. You remember this, where n is equal to 3, 5, 6. 3 for mono, 5 for diatomic, and 6 for triatomic. So for monoatomic gases like argon, the gamma is equal to 1 plus 2 by 3. That is equal to 5 by 3. And what were the given data in the question? Molecular weight of argon was given as 40 and change in temperature was given as 75. Okay. Now we need to calculate enthalpy. So what is actually enthalpy? Enthalpy is the heat flow at a constant pressure is called as enthalpy. So then heat flow at constant pressure, if it is called as enthalpy, then that will be equal to mCp delta T or ncp bar delta T. Since here mass is not known, we can write ncp bar delta T. Okay. Then how to calculate Cp bar? Cp bar is nothing but gamma R bar upon m into gamma minus 1. Okay. How we will get this? We know R bar is universal gas constant and its value is equal to 8.314 kilojoule per kg Kelvin. Okay. We know Cp bar minus Cv bar is equal to R bar, and also Cp bar upon Cv bar is equal to gamma, right? From this, Cv bar can be written as Cp bar upon gamma. You substitute this Cv bar is equal to Cp bar upon gamma in this equation. Then we will get Cp bar minus Cp bar upon gamma is equal to R bar. By simplification, we will get this as gamma R bar upon gamma minus 1. And how do we write R bar? So Cp bar is equal to gamma. If you were to calculate the value of gamma R upon m into gamma minus 1. So we substitute that here. N is 1 because in question they did not ask about how many moles, but they gave 1 molecular weight. So we assume it for n moles. 1 mole into Cp bar is gamma into R bar upon nothing but Cp bar or Cp it is actually Cp, and Cp can be written as gamma R bar upon m into gamma minus 1 into delta T. So what is the value of gamma? 5 by 3 into what is the value of R bar? 8.314. But what is my value of m? 40 into 5 by 3 minus 1 into delta T is 75. By simplifying this, we will get the value of enthalpy as 38.97 kilojoule per kg. The second question, for Berthelot equation of state given below, the value of limit t tends to infinity v by t is. So it is given P is equal to RT by V minus B minus A by TV square. Let us solve this. P is equal to RT by V minus B minus A by TV square. Okay. From that, take LCM on the right hand side. So RT into TV square minus A into V minus B upon V minus B into TV square. From that, we'll send the V minus B to the RHS and P to the LHS. Then it is V minus B. Since we need to calculate V upon T, we should get a term V upon T from the given equation. So V minus B is equal to RT by TV square minus A into V minus B upon P into TV square. Again from that, V minus B is equal to RT by TV square by P into TV square minus A into V minus B upon P into TV square. From that, V is equal to, send the B to the RHS. Here TV square and TV square will be getting cancelled. So it is RT by P minus A into V minus B upon P into TV square plus B. We need to get the value of V by T. So divide both sides by T. Then it is V by T is equal to R by P minus A into V minus B by P into T square V square plus B by T. We know anything when it is tending to infinity of 1 by x, or it will be 1 by x square or 1 by x cube. So every term will be getting 0 since 1 by infinity tends to 0. So when we apply limit t tends to infinity on both sides, okay, then this term will be getting close to 0, this term will be getting close to 0, but in this term there is no t term, so it will remain the same. Therefore limit t tends to infinity, V by T is equal to R by P, and this is our answer. A tank fully insulated contains 1 meter cube of air at 50 degrees centigrade and 2 megapascal. The valve is open and air escapes until half of the original mass is escaped or gone. Then the valve is closed. After valve is closed, the pressure inside the tank is. So this is a case of discharging. Okay, this is a case of discharging. So we need to do control volume analysis here. So here we have a control volume, nothing but the tank, and it is having a fixed volume 1 meter cube. So control volume nothing but fixed volume analysis at 50 degrees centigrade. So the initial conditions were T is equal to 50 degrees centigrade and volume is 1 meter cube, and then the pressure is 2 megapascals. Now we will do the control volume analysis. We know dm control volume upon dt, the change in mass of the control volume, is nothing but equal to mass entry or mass inlet minus mass exit, the rate of mass inlet minus rate of mass exit, right? But here initially there is no mass entering into the tank, but the mass is only leaving the tank, so this will be 0. Then dmcv upon dt can be written as minus m dot e, and this is mass conservation. And coming to energy conservation, DECV upon DT is equal to MIHI plus Q minus MEHE minus work done by control volume. No mass enters, so Mi is 0, and it is an insulated, then Q will be equal to 0, and it is a fixed boundary control volume, then control volume work done will be 0. Therefore we'll have only one term, and this ECV will be nothing but change in internal energy of the control volume is equal to, so duCV upon dt is nothing but m dot E He, right? And here at the entry, mass is leaving the tank, right? At the exit, the mass is leaving the tank. Thus the final mass is decreasing, so this minus will be getting positive here. So duCV upon dt is equal to positive m dot E He, and we know generally uCV is nothing but mCV dt. Similarly He, small he is nothing but Cp into dt. So we substitute those values here. We substitute these both values in the final energy conservation equation. Then d into mCV dt upon dt is equal to me into He is Cp into dt. Now you take Cv outside, then d of m dt upon dt is nothing but m dot E can be written as dm upon dt into Cp dt, right? So here all the time terms will be cancelled, time differential terms will be cancelled both sides. Then what we have left with, differential of m dt is nothing but a small correction here. It is not dt, it is just t, because it is not a change term, it is not du, so it is t. It is not dh, it is a h, so t. Then here also we'll get the same correction. Right, so mCVT, here mt, and here cpt, and also here cpt. Okay, now differential of mt is nothing but m dt plus t dm is equal to, this cv term goes into RHS, then it will be cv by cv is equal to gamma into dm dt. Okay, from this we will get m dt term to one side, then the other side will be left with gamma minus 1 into T dm, right? Bring all the temperature terms to one side and all the mass terms to other side, dm upon m. Now we apply integration on both sides, because this mass whatever is leaving, it doesn't leave in a one stop, it leaves with time, so it is a varying thing. So since for varying thing we apply integration from first condition to second condition. Here also integration from first condition to second condition, nothing but the initial condition of the tank to the final condition when the valve is closed. By integration we will get ln T2 by T1 is equal to gamma minus 1 into ln m2 by em1. In the question it was given half of the original mass is left, so the final m2 will be nothing but final m2 will be m1 upon 2. Okay, so we substitute that value over here. Then from that we will get the temperature T2 as e power 0.4 ln (1 by 2) into T1, right? By substituting the value of T1 we get the value of T2 as 244.788 Kelvin. Thus the final temperature was known, right? Final temperature was known. then we'll calculate the final pressure by applying ideal gas equation. So P2 is equal to M2 RT2 upon volume is fixed. So we need to calculate the value of M2 first. To calculate M2 we should know M1. So M1 by ideal gas equation we'll get it as P1 V1 upon RT1, right? P1 is 2 megapascal, so 2 into 10 power 6 into volume is 1 meter cube upon R is 0.287 into 10 power 3 into the temperature 50 degrees centigrade is 323 Kelvin. From this we'll get the value of M1 as 21.574 kg, and from that we'll get the value of M2 as M1 by 2, that is equal to 10.78 kg. So we'll substitute the value here, 10.78 kg into R bar 0.287 into 10 power 3 into the temperature, final temperature we have already calculated, it is 244.788. So 244.788 divided upon the volume remains the same, 1 meter cube. So from here we'll get the answer as P2 value as 757.339 kilopascals. So this is our final answer. Here directly we can't find because it is a control volume thing. So it is a problem on control volume. We need to do control volume analysis. An air conditioner in a well insulated room is suddenly switched off. Then the closed room has 30 kg of air at 21 degrees centigrade and one illuminated 100 watt lamp. Neglecting the heat capacity of the lamp and walls, calculate the temperature of room after 30 minutes from the switch off. Means from the switching off, after switching off the air conditioner, after the 30 minutes what will be the temperature of the room air. Assume specific heat of air at constant volume as 0.7 kilojoule per kg. So let's solve this question. Given initial temperature as 21 degrees centigrade. So 21 degrees centigrade is nothing but 294 Kelvin. And it is said closed room and also an insulated room. So it is a closed system and insulated. For closed system and insulated, we know by first law of thermodynamics Q is equal to del U plus W. Since it is insulated, Q will be 0. So from that, del U is nothing but minus W. Here W, there is no boundary work, but there is a electrical work crossing the boundary, right? And del U is nothing but final U2 minus U1 is equal to minus W electrical. Okay, and here we can write it as U2 minus U1 is nothing but MCV into T2 minus T1, that is equal to minus W. From that, T2 minus T1 is equal to minus W upon MCV. From here T2 is equal to T1 minus W upon MCV, right? So T2 is equal to, the value of T1 is 294 Kelvin minus the work, what was the lamp, 100 watt electrical work was given to the lamp. So 100 into, so if you can observe they asked for 30 minutes. So here we need the value in kilojoules actually, but here it is in watts, so we need to convert into kilojoules. So 30 minutes into 60 seconds, so this will be finally converted into joules. And also here work is crossing the boundary, but the work is, if a room is a system, then work is being done on the system. Work done on the system is negative, so here it will be negative, divided upon MCV. The mass is given 30 kg and the CV is assumed to be 0.7. From that we will get the value of T2 as 29.57 degrees centigrade, and this is our answer. This was a PV diagram for the given question. So from the given data, T1 is equal to T and TD is equal to 3T. Actually question was not right, sorry. An ideal gas is heated at constant volume until its temperature is tripled. So first initially it is at some temperature T and it is heated at constant volume, then V1 will be equal to V2, and until its temperature is tripled, then T2 is equal to 3 times of T1, and is expanded isothermally, then T2 is equal to T3, that is equal to 3 times T1 till it reaches the original pressure. So finally the gas is cooled at constant pressure till it is restored to initial condition. What is the net work done per mole of gas? So we need to calculate per mole of gas. So here, as per given data, this is the PV diagram, and T1 is equal to T, T2 is equal to 3 times T, and also given P1 is equal to P. If P1 is equal to P, then P2 is equal to 3 times P, constant volumes, right? And also P3 is equal to P, constant volume, and T2 is equal to T3 is equal to 3 times T, since it 2 to 3 is an isothermal process. So 1 to 2 constant volume process, 2 to 3 isothermal process, and 3 to 1 constant pressure process. And also, since 1 to 2 is constant volume, V1 is equal to V2. We just note down all the relations among these temperatures and pressures. Okay. Now we need to calculate the work done. See, for work done, it is nothing but, for a closed system, it is the area of the PV diagram for a closed system. But here 1 to 2 process, there is no area under, zero area. So from 1 to 2 process, there is no work done by the gas. Then we will have only W2, 2 to 3, and from 3 to 1. So the total work done is nothing but, actually the total work done is W1 to 2 plus W2 to 3 plus W3 to 1. Right. Here W1 to 2 is 0 since a closed system. Then the total work is equal to W2 to 3 plus W3 to 1. Okay. First we will calculate W2 to 3. W2 to 3 is isothermal process. For isothermal process, this can be given as N R bar T2 ln P2 upon P3. Right. From that, N is nothing but 1 per mole. Then here R bar into T2 is nothing but 3 times of initial temperature T into ln. P2 is nothing but 3P. P3 is nothing but P. So it is ln 3. Right. So from here we can write it as 3 R bar T ln 3. This is W2 to 3. And next W3 to 1 is nothing but PdV, constant pressure process, right? So P is, and that can be written as N R bar into dt. VdV can be written as, since Vv is equal to N R bar T, PdV is equal to N R bar into dt. So this will be equal to per mole, so N is equal to 1. Then R bar into 3 to 1, so T1 minus T3. T1 minus T3. 3 is the initial, 1 is the final. Then final minus initial, it will be T1 minus T3. From that, R bar into T1, the value of T1 is T minus the value of T2 is 3 times T. And this value will get it as minus 2 R bar into T. Then the total work done can be written as R bar T into 3 ln 3 minus 2 R bar into T. From overall we take out R bar T common, then we will get 3 ln 3 minus 2. And this is our final answer. Thanks for watching. This is the day 1 quiz. Still we'll be improving the speed and things. This is a basic, and the key is already posted, and hope you like this quiz and many such very good questions. Daily we'll be taking about one subject and we'll be giving 5 quiz questions, so that you'll be in touch with the subject, all the subjects, and you learn something new every day. Thank you.